Hey everyone, today I'm diving into one of the most underrated villains from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Adam. Not only am I going to talk about who he is, but I'm also recreated him in Sims 4, and let me tell you, this was so much fun. From his creepy patchwork skin to his cybernetic arm, I tried to capture all the little details that make him such a unique character. So, if you love Buffy, Sims, or just cool villain designs, stick around. You probably remember Adam. He is the antagonist of Season 4. He's portrayed by George Hertzberg, and Adam was introduced as a product of the Initiative as an underground military operation experimenting on demons, vampires, and even humans to create the ultimate hybrid super soldier. But, as his most attempts to play God, things quickly spiraled out of control, and Professor, she was killed by her creation. Physically, Adam is an imposing figure. He's like 6.5, his presence alone is intimidating. His body is grotesque patchwork of a demon, human, and cybernetic, stitched together like a twisted science experiment. His right arm is clawed, his left arm is partially mechanical, and his torso is a mess of exposed wiring and muscle tissue. His skin has a sickly grayish green, shades of yellow, and his expression is eerily calm, almost childlike, which makes him even more unsettling. It's actually really creepy. I found it so creepy when I first watched the show. And unlike most Buffy villains who tend to either chaotically or emotionally driven, Adam is pretty logical. He's like a machine, he's more like an AI, I would say. And he sees himself as the next step in evolution. He's superior to both humans and demons. He is highly intelligent, often speaking in slow, deliberative manners. He is processing data rather than forming opinions. And yet, despite his inhuman nature, he is strangely fascinated by the concept of free will and individuality, traits he lacks but finds compelling. So, Adam's downfall, like many villains before him, was his own arrogance. He believed he was unstoppable, but in the end, the Scooby Gang inspired him using a powerful spell called the... I forgot how it's called. Sorry. Like, Buffy absorbed strength from previous Slayers, the knowledge, the magic, allowing her to dismantle Adam by piece, even ripping out his power source. And it's something that he didn't foresee, something I didn't mention before. He was always finding new possibilities that Buffy could defeat him, and he saw the percentages as well. So he might not be as iconic as the Master or the First Evil. He is quite a unique villain in Buffy's gallery and a chilling reminder of what happens when Sign crosses the line, and I think that's really, really important for these trying times. As for design in Sims, I got this new expansion pack, businesses and hobbies, and it has this custom tattoo function. It was not possible before, I think, to make him in such detail. And I will tell you, I'm not an artist or anything, I just winged it. And of course, I will admit that probably someone with an art degree would make it so much better, but I'm really happy how he turned out. I made loads of discoveries about the tools that Sims offer, the brushes. I really hope that for next future projects, I would get custom brushes from the mods from CC, and it's kind of really trying to do some parts that are really small. The zoom function is not as great as it could be for such big projects, and it was overall a very trying experience. It took hours and hours, and as you can see, I went through rough placements of his things because I found it that in many screenshots from the show, his costume varied slightly. The positions from his metal parts, and then all these veins and everything. I tried my best to recreate this look, and I got a few CCs from websites. It was the plate and the shoulder armor. I also put many scars on his body that are available already in default Sims and in the expansion packs. I had a lot of struggle making the staples on his body, those metal parts. I experimented a lot by just seeing what works, and what I found best that works was you just use the rhombus Sims brush for the metal parts, and then you just paint on it, and it just works like that. I made many tweaks here and there. I fixed his under rib area because a part of his chest is kind of connected two demons together, and his body is pretty veiny. There's lots of scrapes and unexposed tissue. He has like this rotting quality about him, and his face, his body feels like it's barely holding together, and you obviously cannot recreate that via Sims. It's actually pretty hilarious thinking that there isn't actually a way to make him sit at the house, maybe with some mods. So if I were to play another Sims, he would just be hanging out in a nightclub. I also gave him really long nails. It's also nice that Sims added the feature where you can give them nails. I also struggled to find screenshots of the back of the character. It seems like he's always shown in front, so I just improvised how it would be. I also dressed him up like in the show, with exposed chest and military pants with military boots. The only thing that could be better is the texture that is obviously required to demonstrate the various parts of demon skin. I did not have that, so on his right shoulder it's kind of the painting is there but not the texture, and also on his chest that device that he has with his core in it. The Sims obviously don't have it, and I could not find a similar CC to represent it. Here is the final finished result. I think he turned out pretty great. He is as beautiful as he can be, very handsome. Props to the actor actually that he inspired me all these years later to make this. He did such a good job acting the villain that, I don't know, I think that it will go many generations. Thanks for watching, and if you can, please hit subscribe and leave a like in the comments, and I don't know, please. Thank you. Bye.